I know there are some people out there that are like, altcoin season is coming. Come on, Dan. You've been putting this clickbait out there for a year. This isn't clickbait. Altcoin season is coming. This is coming from Coinbase Institutional. This is the arm of Coinbase. This is Coinbase saying, as September approaches, the transition to a full-scale altcoin season is likely. I'm going to show you from their report some bullet points. They're laying out why. They're not just, this isn't clickbait. They're putting out data that we've been tracking on this YouTube channel. Very similar data. So I want to talk about those bullet points, even time frame data, and I want to kind of bring it into play into our analysis that we've had on Ethereum and just in general, the altcoin market cap charts. So hit the subscribe and like on the way in. And if you're not in our intelligence system, we've got all of our risk models back here, our exit planners. Now is the time. We are still in neutral area. We are still in bull market area, in my view, on these charts. Now is the time to plan. And we have a 7-day trial that we are still offering. So go check us out right now. Let's start here. Their posts. They did a report. I'm not going to read through it all. Definitely not going to read through it all. I am going to take just a couple of minutes, and I encourage you, lock in right now as I read each of these highlighted areas and really think about what they're saying here, because this is incredibly important. It ties directly into the cycles and the charts. And I realize that right now there are some people that are so just pessimistic towards an altcoin season. I actually want to show this comment. I do not want to highlight negativity, but I think this is incredibly important to focus on. I got this comment, almost hit the 1-year anniversary of you screaming for this monstrous blow up and bull cycle. Have a great weekend. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because I realize we've not gotten like this parabolic 10, 20, 30, 50x altcoin run. But if you look at an altcoin chart, and I'm trying to present to you the contrast between just being pessimistic and just only wanting like 10, 20, 50 X's and looking at reality. Look at the altcoin chart. I can't tell you how happy I am that I started just being bullish. I've been bullish on altcoins. I mean, I was bullish on altcoins even through the bear market. But look at this. The altcoin market cap chart is up around 250% from bear market lows. We've not gotten an incredible parabolic bull run at any stage. It's been slow consolidation, but many of you, I think, are in my boat, the silent majority, where you've been bullish. We haven't gotten that quick, crazy parabolic run, but if you've been accumulating in altcoins, this chart is beautiful. And Hector said a year ago, almost at a year, you've been saying, things are just going crazy. Well, I mean, around a year ago, ADA, for instance, was in the 30s, 30 cents. We're at 90 cents. I'm sorry there's not been a 10x, 20x, 30x, but this is great. And we've not even entered the bullish part of the business cycle. And so we segue to what Coinbase is saying, because this is what they're saying. In March 2025, we think that markets could potentially find a floor in the first half of 2025, leaving us in a position to make new highs later in the year. And by the way, they're going to give timeframes. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Q3, Q4 this year. Maybe it's Q1, Q2 next year. The cycle is weird. The cycle is different this time. Be prepared for it all. One area where our view has evolved is on altcoins, which so far have not gathered significant retail momentum in this cycle, but could be supported by recent tailwinds, which is incredible to me, because when you look at an altcoin market cap chart, retail is not here. Retail has not been here, and smart money has. And they've been accumulating the higher highs and higher lows as we enter or get ready to enter a very bullish business cycle. So if you're that silent majority that's in that camp, well played, is what I will say to you. This goes on. We think current market conditions now suggest a potential shift toward a full-scale altcoin season as we approach September. A common definition for altcoin season is when at least 75% of the top 50 altcoins by market cap outperform Bitcoin over the preceding 90 days. This is interesting because Bitcoin dominance just started falling, as we've seen, off of this macro Fibonacci. And even I did this video, I'm not going to show a clip. This was mid-May 2025, May 16th. Altcoins officially less risky than Bitcoin. Coinbase's data is lining up, and that's institutional grade data. Our enterprise grade data and proprietary risk models are lining up so similar to what Coinbase is saying. And that makes me very happy with our system and our intelligence system and what we're building over here, because our data is suggesting exactly what Coinbase data is suggesting right now. And this is exactly why I did this video. But since then, Bitcoin dominance down around 5% since I did the video. And I think We've not even entered the altcoin season. We've not seen Bitcoin dominance capitulate. And I think this is what this report from Coinbase is anticipating. Bitcoin's market dominance has declined from 65% in May 2025 to approximately 59% by August 2025. There you go, signaling the early stages of capital rotation in altcoins. I did my video in May of 2025, and this is exactly why I did it, because of our risk models. We think that current market conditions have started to signal a potential rotation into a full-scale altcoin season as we head into September. Lastly, I'm not going to read all this part, but it goes into M2 money supply index leading Bitcoin, and it's talking about all of the money, 7.2 trillion currently sitting in US money market funds, the highest amount on record. So with Fed rates looming, Fed rate cuts looming in September and October, we think the attractiveness of money market funds will start to wane and see more capital deployed to crypto and other riskier asset classes. We are at the confluence of an altcoin season, a bullish Bitcoin, business cycle. And so all of the technicals are also suggesting all of this. And if you just look at our risk models, right now, altcoin market cap risk model is at a 28. It is still incredibly low. It's at a moderate buy. You go to something like a Bitcoin risk model, it's at a 58. Still, which is awesome, is a pre-bull market number for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could double into the 200,000s right now, and altcoins could explode. So Bitcoin could put in 100% gains. Altcoins could put in 3, 4, 5, 800% gains, right? So that's what we're looking at right now. And if you look at some of these risk models, dog on Bitcoin, which people are probably thinking I'm crazy. This is like one of my top altcoin holds. It's a 32. No, it's not moved. It's underperforming right now. And for me, that is okay. Something like Ethereum is at a 57. Cardano is at a 44. If you go into our intelligence system and you rank this by risk score, look at all these risk models. 28 is the altcoin. There's a 32. There's dog. There's Cardano. Well, I got some of my favorites at the top, but Polygon is at a 16. Optimism a 22. Render a 23. Look at these altcoins. They are so low. The move has not happened yet. Let's go to Ethereum and do some analysis. This is important. If you remember, we were kind of in this zone at resistance at the upper trend line of the multi-year triangle. What I wanted to see happen was $4,400, $4,500 broken, and we really did. We broke towards 48, just around $4,800. The reason I wanted that to happen is for the move that's already starting to kind of happen. It's the room now, the separation that we have from the moving averages, the 20 and the 50, and this trend line. We have some separation. We could fall now. Now we have the separation to fall into even the apex of that multi-year triangle. So very simply, we have a few days of red candles already on Ethereum, but the 50-day moving average is around 3,500. The 20-day moving average is around 4,000. This trend line, multi-year trend line, around 36, 3,700. That's an area that I would anticipate Ethereum potentially drawing into. We could see more downside. I ultimately want to see full support at the apex of this triangle. So even if crypto markets start capitulating somehow, and we're hitting in the 2000s, I want to see a macro support, macro wick on like a weekly or monthly chart at this lower trend line. That's the most that I want to see. In that environment, things get crazy. But ultimately, ideally, support at the 20 and 50 would be awesome for Ethereum before continuation. Here's the important move. It's the higher high move. It's separation from all of this. This goes back to March 2024. Here's December 2024. And those dates are important because if we go into our intelligence system and look at Ethereum, if we look at what's going on with Ethereum right now, you see the swing high? Well, we've noted that the December swing high was around 58, high 50s. The March swing high was in the 60, 61. And we just, if you look at our risk model, we just hit on the risk model for Ethereum 62. And now we're at 57. We're starting to fall. We're hitting that resistance that we saw in these previous swing highs. So our risk model is hitting a very similar resistance in terms of score right now as it was here and here. But here's what's bullish. And it's like price is giving us some bullish divergence from our risk model. We have a higher high, a very nice higher high. And this is why that separation is so important on Ethereum right now. So we have room for that consolidation that we saw here, but maybe this time. because we're at a higher high, we're in a new area of structured formation and we don't go as low. Maybe it's just the very beginning as we get ready to enter this bullish business cycle. End of Q3 into Q4 into next year, Ethereum is getting ready to do its kind of next phase. And that's what I think it is doing. Altcoin market caps, you can just see the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. This is altcoins. It's not broken all-time high. And right now, if there is going to be some short-term consolidation, I'm just letting it be. It is what it is. We're waiting for that big breakout. It will be so big because you can even just look at last cycle, altcoin market cap breaking all-time high. It was the start of basically altcoin season. We're in that general area right now. Maybe we get consolidation and choppiness back down a little bit. Maybe we get a breakout sooner than later. I don't know. But these are the things I'm tracking. I just know I'm happy that we've been prepared and that we've been preparing and that we stayed in the game and that we've chosen to have an optimistic, bullish view of these markets. Because in my opinion, at the intersection of even pro-crypto legislation that is getting ready to be passed, because we haven't even talked about that, Clarity Act in play, things are looking very good. So there's always risk. Please be prepared either way. But these are my thoughts today. I hope you're having a good weekend. Subscribe, like, and if you're not in our intelligence system, go check us out. Get back there. Get our risk models. Try talking to Zero, our autonomous AI, about our risk models. Set up a strategy and then talk to Zero about your strategy because it will have access to that data and strategize. Get into our exit planner. Use our exit planner within context of our risk models and start planning your strategies. And we have that 7-day free trial. I'm excited about our system, obviously, and I'm just going to keep bringing it up to you all because this is the exact system that I'm using for myself for this cycle so that hopefully I can do a way better job taking profits if things get crazy. So I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.